back to the channel. Firstly, this is not where I wanted to be. My husband hijacked my space, so I'm here in his studio. Let me try and show you. There, see the coffee mugs and everything. What's been going on? Well, in the country so far, there was, since my last video was I think in March. So April, nothing fancy that I remember. May, one of my cousins married, was really fun. And then June began the third wave of COVID. That was not nice. I think in this third wave, many people, if not all of us, may have lost someone we know, a family member, a friend, a family friend, a relative. It was pretty brutal, and roughly that's when the first dose of the vaccine, the first batch of vaccines came in January. Not many people showed up, or let me say, not many Black Zambians showed up. But then on the second round of doses, when they were giving the first dose of AstraZeneca that's been in Zambia, a lot more people showed up to take the vaccine. Like even now, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is the one that's available. And I think many more people have showed up. After how devastating the third wave was, I think it's really sort of convinced many people. For most of us, I can say our parents are the ones who are most skeptical, but I think most of them have gone to get the vaccine, even if they don't want to tell anyone. But it's okay, as long as everyone is safe. Please take the vaccine. Don't believe these conspiracy theories. They're just conspiracy theories. There's a conspiracy theory about everything. After the third wave of the COVID, the next thing that came was the elections. The elections came with a lot of excitement. It was very tense, I can say. Before the elections, it was very tense, and it seemed as though the vote was split between two political parties, which most of it was, but that was okay. Honestly, people were just ready for a change. Nobody knows for sure, nobody can guarantee that the change we've decided on is the best one, but there's only one way to find out. We make the decision and we wait for the change to come. But so far, I think it's been going really well. A lot of positivity has come out of it. I remember when my husband and I went to our polling station where we had registered, and for me, one of the biggest volumes was when I got there. Number one, majority of the people were young youth people, and there was lots of young people there. Like, people had showed up to vote in large numbers. One of my sisters-in-law was telling me that she had gone to vote. She had gone to stand in line at 6 a.m. and she only managed to actually cast her vote around 4 p.m. So that was 10 hours of being in a line. 6 hours to 16 hours, we say in Zambia. Yeah, so that was a long time to be in the line. And even afterwards, there were still very many people who were there waiting to vote. And like I was saying, one of the things that stuck up to me, apart from the numbers and the age group, was also the different, forgive me for putting it this way, but the different races of Zambians that showed up. There were Zambians of all colors, all races, things. But when I went to our polling station, there were so many of different age groups. I mean, when I was casting my vote, the girl who was right in front of me maybe could have been a year or two younger, maybe, yeah, a year or two younger than me. So that shows that there was there was a lot of itch that people had, and they really wanted something positive this time. They wanted to visibly see a change, and the days following, so when they were reading out the votes, and everyone was so glued to their TVs. Um, Even if, let's say, you're not watching the TV, but like the way the updates were coming through the phone, the updates were coming through the phone, like you'll be seeing it on the TV and they're there on your phone. Um, and then there was a bit of drama where the internet, at least the social media websites, had been shut down and locked off. WhatsApp and Facebook were not accessible. So led everyone to quickly finding an alternative means to stay in touch, and people found a way. Like for me, I think now this vote is the one that I can fully understand. The previous vote 5 years ago, I was just coming from university, so I'd already found majority of the process already done, and I arrived, and I think a week later was when it was polling day. So you just come in and you join the excitement without fully understanding. But now, this time, being available for the entire procedure, registering to vote, watching things unfold, it was quite monumental because now I can understand what's going on. So, part of another thing that really stood out was how everyone was always reminding everyone to make sure you know your voter's card is. Like all the time, they made checklists, what you do when you get there, the kind of votes, the kind of ballot papers you're going to find, who you're going to vote for, and all those things. And I can say things unfolded the way they should have. It's been really, for me as a young person in Zambia, for me it's very positive, very very positive to see that democracy still exists, number one, and that things can go smoothly and peacefully. I'm not saying it was totally quiet, we're still Africans. And of course, there's some who understand the process and others who don't. And for those that don't, they just think my candidate hasn't won and they want to make a riot. And for those that don't, if they're on the winning side, they want to sort of oppress those who are on the losing side, per se. But I think the leaders quickly came together and have tried to control the amount of chaos that would have happened. I think it's been curbed very well. The incoming president already has given a few speeches here and there, numerous interviews, and so far things seem really promising. Even the outgoing president, it's been wonderful to see him like concede and just accept that this is not just the will of the people, but this is how democracy is. Like, this is how you demonstrate being a good leader. A good leader isn't only when you win, but even when you lose, and how you lose matters. Yeah. So for me, that's been one of the things that has stood out. And of course, not forgetting the church that stood up to pray. People were praying every day in the days leading up to the polling day. I think even until today, everyone is still praying for the nation, that the peace continues to preside in our country, and that's something that's very important. Zambia, the declaration of Zambia as a Christian nation has to stand, and I think that's one of the things that sort of keeps everyone a bit in check, let me say. Yeah. What else is going on with me? Well, I think I've just been taking life slow, day by day, trying to be present more, playing with my almost 2-year-old more. I'm actually only getting to do this video because she was asleep. So getting to play with my almost 2-year-old more, and I don't know, just accepting life as it comes, accepting changes as they come, and just being happy, I guess. Sometimes you have to consciously remind yourself to be happy, and that's important too. And I do appreciate the friends that I have. I haven't been able to meet so much because the COVID came with so many restrictions, and at least we've managed to stay in touch on WhatsApp. We're always chatting, and there is many interesting stories that come up. I hope one day we can do a panel with all my friends so that you can also get to meet them. Um, Maybe not all of them, but we can do in segments, or at least I get to have not exactly a Q&A, but we can sort of hash out some of the popular topics that we face in our age group. Yeah, it's been quite nice. Most of us are newlyweds, and in one group, it's not exactly young couples, but young wives who've been married for 5 years or less. Yeah, the oldest one in one of our groups is 4 years, and the youngest one is about 9 or 10 months. Yeah, so it's sort of just everyone exchanging information. And honestly, being a sister's keeper, marriage can be difficult sometimes, and you need a friend. And speaking about marriage, my husband and I celebrated our third wedding anniversary. It was nice. We didn't get to do anything special, honestly. I think we just didn't prepare well this time, but we will definitely do something next week. Yeah, at least go out for a fancy dinner somewhere and just sit and hang out, the two, or is it three of us? Since we can't leave Eliana, she's a package deal. Yeah, so I hope we can do a dinner next week. Um, Otherwise, yeah, what other things? Of course, I'm definitely thinking about different business ventures that I can do. As wonderful as it is to be on a salary, while the economy recovers, or at least until it recovers, we need more than one source of income. And I also think that as much as we love our jobs, as I was saying, as much as we love our jobs, sometimes they're not so fulfilling. I do get frustrated at work a lot sometimes, and that's okay. I just come home, deal with it. Tomorrow's a new day, moving on. But I think there are many of us who are still passionate about many other things, not just our jobs. Um, what do I do? I don't really like talking about my work, but I'm a full-time doctor, and I do love my job. I love it. I love the people. I love the patients, and so far I love the team that I'm working with. Aside from our jobs, the other things that we're interested in, and every time I look online, maybe let me say to find out about finances or jobs or business ventures, what kind of business to do as a young person, a young woman, and all those things. And also at the same time, not having to juggle too many things at the same time, because I also need to be home. Like I said, I've got a 2-year-old, and she just loves mommy. So I have to find. I've been thinking about business ventures, and everyone, so far from all the business gurus, they say you have to find something that you love doing a lot, something that you're truly passionate about, such that even if you didn't make a profit, you would still continue doing it. And I've been thinking about that, so something is definitely coming soon. Mainly because I have a website. Actually, how all this business stuff started was I have a website, and I had to pay to renew it this year. Like if you have a website, you pay for it. So I had to pay to renew it this year, and I was thinking, why am I paying if there's nothing on it? Then I was like, okay, if I have a website, I might as well put it to good use. So it helped me start thinking about, okay, what can I put on my website apart from videos which will go on YouTube? So then I started thinking, okay, I should start thinking about having a product that I can sell online, something that's durable. I really began to think about what I could do, and I've really done lots of research about the things that I really want to do. And I'm so glad because it's also quite closely related to my job, I can say, in the medical field. So I'm able to even call some of my friends in the area of expertise that I need to ask a few questions, and they are able to give a bit of direction when I need it. So I'm excited, and I can't wait to launch my product. I don't know. I really just purposed 2021 to be a year when I venture into something new, something that I don't do all the time. But I just told myself 2021 is something that I venture into something new. I had 101 ideas that I'm going to do slowly. I'm going to try all of them until I find one that sticks. But definitely this year I have to put something on my website, put it to good use. 2021 is not yet over, and if you do have plans in your heart for something, take a step towards it. You have to sit and review your year, your month, and just think of what you're doing, if you're making progress, if you're going somewhere. It's something that you should always do from time to time because it's something that you absolutely need to do all the time. That's the only way you can actually make progress, at least tangible progress, or progress that you'll be proud of. Yeah. Can you see my bun? Yeah. Like other projects that I've been working on, definitely, is redecorating. You know, my husband and I moved from our home that we were staying in for a long time. I think for the past 2 years we're living there. So when we moved from our 2-bedroom house and then we moved into a 3-bedroom house, it was actually a 2-bedroom apartment into a 3-bedroom house. It was so much space because for the longest time it was just he and I, and just very little, I can say a smaller space, and we didn't have a lot of things, but the things we had were enough to make the space we lived in look nice. And so we've had to think, or at least I've had to think a lot about redecorating, and I have a lot of redecorating to do. I have so many things to buy. I'm just taking it slowly because at first I was so overwhelmed, but now I think I have, I haven't changed anything here, but but now I think I have sort of mellowed down, and I've gone around the stores and I've looked at the things that I like, and I know I will be buying them slowly. So when I'm done redecorating, I don't know if we're going to do a house tour. Oh, and then I forgot to mention, so when we moved from our 2-bedroom into a 3-bedroom, we've sort of given an offer we can't refuse, and for us it's such a blessing because I think it will blend into our lifestyle a lot more, and it suits our needs a lot more. So I'm looking forward. So I had to sort of put a halt on redecorating this house until we move to the next house because here we wanted to repaint. I hate this yellow paint, so we wanted to repaint, but now we can't because we'll be moving probably in about a month or 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. We'll be moving in about 3 weeks from now, so yeah, we sort of put the redecorating on a halt until we go to the house that we're living in and I can be able to see the space. Then I'll know what we need, and I'm really looking forward. I think this change will be the one where we're talking about, like we always say, the next house we're moving, we should stay there for a longer time. Sometimes I just get tired of being in the same space for a long time and I just want a new space. but I think now we can settle and do the kinds of renovations and decorations that we want. So I'm super excited. I can't wait to move because I want to change a lot of things. Yeah, I'm eager about that one. So until next time, peace, love, joy, and obedience to the Holy Spirit.